Welcome to the DJ Mark Flo podcast. Come on. DJ Mark Flo. Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the DJ Mark Flo podcast. Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Mark Flo. Welcome to another episode of the DJ Mark Flo podcast. So before we kick this off, guys, the first thing that I want to ask you to do is, if you could, please show some support and some love, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can get more videos like this one. All right. So what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. We got a new episode. So today, if you can't tell by now, we're going to talk about baseball. This is the sport that I grew up on. I remember when I was a kid, we used to play in the park. I used to get up in the morning and put on my baseball hat, get my baseball bat that said the Yankees on it, and then get my glove, and then I would hold the baseball bat over my shoulder, and then I would proceed to walk to everyone's house in the neighborhood. Real talk, true story. This is in the Bronx, Gun Hill Road. And I would go to every single kid's house in the neighborhood, and I would ring their bell, and I would ask, "Hey, yo, you want to play some baseball?" And a lot of them were like, "Man, come on, it's Saturday. I just want to chill." And I was like, "Come on, man, let's go to the park. It's the weekend." Eventually, they would agree, and we would go to the park that was across the street. It was a park for the local public school, and we would choose teams when we got there. But keep in mind, the local public school, thank God they didn't lock the park, that we were able to get in and play. So anyway, we would get there to be all the kids in the neighborhood, and we would choose teams, and we would play until we couldn't see the ball anymore. Literally, there were no lights in the park, in that section of the park. So when it got dark outside, when it was nighttime, it got to a point where it was dangerous. We couldn't see the ball anymore. So because there were no lights in the park and we couldn't see the ball anymore, eventually we were like, "Yo, man, I can't see the ball. That's it. Game over. Who has the most points?" And we would choose the winner. It brings back a lot of cool childhood memories, man. I loved baseball. I used to collect baseball cards, and with my imagination, I would simulate games with the cards, making the crowd cheer as my imaginary game took place. And one thing that's really cool is my grandson is now collecting baseball cards. So I think that's an amazing thing that we can share together. So I'm really happy that it's baseball time again. So if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm a Yankees fan and I'm a numbers guy. I enjoy looking at stats so I can see exactly how teams are performing. So let's look at the standings and see who is playing the best baseball right now. In baseball, for those that don't know, there are two leagues, the National League and the American League. Each are broken into three regional divisions: the East Division, the Central Division, and the West Division. Each team is in a race to win their division, and then their league, and then play the opposing league in the granddaddy of them all, the World Series, which grants them bragging rights as the best team in baseball. So currently, in the National League, in the East Division, the current leader is the New York Mets, with a .692 game winning percentage of 9 wins and 4 losses. Now, the Mets are followed in order by the Philadelphia Phillies, the Miami Marlins, the Washington Nationals, and finally, the Atlanta Braves. It's just weird to me that the Braves are in last place, because I remember all the World Series, the classic World Series games we played against the Braves. So for them to be in last place just seems odd. In the National League Central, the leaders are the Milwaukee Brewers, who have a .571 game winning percentage with 8 wins and 6 losses. Now, in the National League Central, following the Milwaukee Brewers in order, are the Chicago Cubs, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Cincinnati Reds, and in last place, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Whenever I think of the Pirates, I think of Roberto Clemente, classic Puerto Rican player, legend. Now, finally, in the National League West, the division is led by the San Diego Padres with a 786 winning percentage, with 11 wins and only 3 losses. Now, trailing the Padres in the National League West in order are the San Francisco Giants, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the current champs, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and finally the Colorado Rockies. Now, out of all 3 National League divisions, the best performing team in the National League is, drum roll, the San Diego Padres. Now, let's talk about the American League. Now, the American League, just like the National League, has an East Division, a Central Division, and a West Division. Now, let's start with the East Division. In first place is the home team, the New York Yankees, the Yankees, with a 583 winning percentage. They have a record of 8 wins and 6 losses. They are followed in order by the Toronto Blue Jays, the Boston Red Sox, our arch nemesis, the Baltimore Orioles, and in last place, the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, in the American League Central, you have the Detroit Tigers in first place with a 643 winning percentage. They have 9 wins and 5 losses. Now, the Tigers are followed in order in the American League Central. They are followed in order by the Cleveland Guardians, the Kansas City Royals, the Chicago White Sox, and in last place, the Minnesota Twins. Now, in the American League West, in first place, you have the Texas Rangers with a 643 winning percentage. 9 wins, 5 losses. Sound familiar? It should. It's the same exact record as the Detroit Tigers. Now, following the Rangers in the American League West in order are the Los Angeles Dodgers, the current champs, the Houston Astros, the Seattle Mariners, and in last place, the Oakland Athletics. So now, looking at the American League in total, the league leader, it's a tie. It's a tie between the Texas Rangers and the Detroit Tigers. So I wanted to take a deeper look at the league leaders to get an understanding of what are they doing right. So let's take a look at the Padres, the Rangers, the Tigers, and of course, the home team, the New York Yankees. So let's kick it off. With the Padres, the best team in baseball as of right now. What are they doing right? First and foremost, they are an offensive powerhouse with players like Fernando Tatis batting .375 with .446 on-base percentage, leading the team with 3 home runs at the top of the lineup. Then you have Jackson Merrill, a 21-year-old center fielder with a .378 batting average and already has 10 RBIs. And that's not all. They also have strong contributions from Manny Machado with 18 hits and Xander Bogaerts maintaining a .306 average. As a team, the Padres are hitting .288, ranking among the top offensive teams in Major League Baseball. Then, on top of that offense, add in a dominant pitching staff featuring Michael King, Dylan Cease, Yu Darvish, and Nick Pivetta. Michael King in particular has been stellar. Then supported by a bullpen anchored by Robert Suarez, who already has 6 saves and is as reliable as they come in closing out games. Overall, the pitching staff has a 3.07 ERA, placing them among the league's best. We have to give credit to Mike Shildt, the Padres manager. Under his guidance, the team has improved strategically and played as a cohesive unit. He was the National League Manager of the Year in 2019. Another key factor is the Padres have been unbeatable at home. Powered by the San Diego fans, they have an 8-0 record at home. 8-0. The Padres are playing all-around solid baseball and proving they will be strong contenders in the National League this season. So, next up, let's go to the American League. And let's talk about the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have kicked off the 2025 season with a strong 9-5 record, leading the American League West, and this is due to dominant starting pitching. Nathan Eovaldi delivered a complete game shutout against the Reds, setting a great example as a veteran. Jack Leiter, a rookie, has already impressed with a 2-0 record, inclusive of 10 strikeouts over 10 innings in his first 2 starts. Jacob deGrom pitched 5 scoreless innings in his debut, indicating a return to form since his prior injury. This starting rotation has an ERA of 0.90. And I always say it, pitching wins games. Pitching wins championships. The Rangers have rebuilt their bullpen with veterans like Chris Martin, Luke Jackson, and Robert Garcia, who have been key in closing out games. As the Rangers still have not chosen a clear closer for the team, these guys have been working together to close out these games and get these wins. Now, also, they have put forth great strategy. They have used strategic base running, already garnering them 14 stolen bases, adding pressure on opposing defenses, and creating additional scoring opportunities. Offensively, they have had a slow start as a team, but players like Adolis Garcia with a 956 OPS with 2 homers and 3 doubles in the first week, and Wyatt Langford contributing significantly to the lineup, also led by a great manager in Bruce Bochy. The Rangers have been able to navigate challenges and maximize where the team is strong. Remember, Bruce Bochy has World Series experience with 3 victories with the Giants and 1 with the Rangers. So the Rangers' success is led by dominant pitching and great strategic gameplay. So now, let's talk about the Detroit Tigers. So, the Detroit Tigers. Let's talk about it. The Tigers are leading the American League Central with a 9-5 record. Now let's start with the offense. Strong performances from Spencer Torkelson, boasting a .314 batting average, .419 on-base percentage, and a .647 slugging percentage. He has hit 4 home runs already and driven in 10 RBIs. Then you have the amazing Kerry Carpenter. He has also hit 4 homers and is maintaining a .222 batting average. Another strong team with strong pitching, led by Tariq Skull, the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner. He is the anchor of the starting rotation. He pitched 6 scoreless innings against the Yankees, allowing only 4 hits and struck out 6 batters against the Yankees. So this was not an enjoyable experience for me. Brant Herter provided strong relief in the same game, completing the final 3 innings without giving up a run. So they shut out the home team. They shut out the Yankees. Again, not a happy moment for me. So the Tigers are also led by A.J. Hinch, a very analytical manager. He is exceptional in managing the team's roster, maximizing areas of strength. The Tigers are definitely in the conversation for a potential playoff run. All right, so now we're going to talk about the home team, the Yankees. We're going to talk about the Yankees. Now, they've kicked off the season with 8 wins and 6 losses, leading the American League East. Now, this success is due to a couple of factors. Let's start with the Bronx Bombers, of course, being an offensive powerhouse. So the one and only Aaron Judge. All rise, here comes the Judge, the record breaker. That's right. He became the first player in baseball history to hit at least 5 home runs and accumulate 15 RBIs in his team's first 6 games. In his 1,000th career game this year, he tied Babe Ruth's record with his 321st career home run, the most by any player in 1,000 games. So the Yankees, we just breaking records. It's just like record-breaking time in the Bronx. But check this out. He is not alone. It is a team effort. Paul Goldschmidt is leading the team with a .358 batting average and 19 hits. Ben Rice has a .310 batting average and a .690 slugging percentage. And check it out. The Yankees broke another record. Another record broken in the Bronx. Another record by hitting 25 home runs in their first 8 games, surpassing the record previously held by the St. Louis Cardinals in 2000. 25 home runs in their first 8 games as a team. Another record broken. So it's safe to say when opposing pitchers come to Yankee Stadium, they better be focused. Now, one thing I want to talk about is this new strategy the Yankees have adopted, which might be slightly controversial. The Yankees are using torpedo bats. Have you guys heard of this? Torpedo bats? Now, these are bats that are designed with shifted barrels to optimize power based on individual hitters' contact points. So every bat is customized to the particular hitter. So the initial reaction from any baseball fan would be, are these bats legal? Immediately, the pine tar incident with George Brett back in the 80s comes to mind, where a 2-run homer for the Royals was taken away because Billy Martin complained of there being too much tar on George Brett's bat. It's a classic baseball moment because George Brett did not take that sitting down. You should definitely look it up if you have some time. Now, however, let's be realistic. This is a very different situation. The torpedo bats comply with all MLB equipment regulations for bat design. So the bats are completely legal and legit. No cheating here. It will be interesting, though, to see if this conversation changes or develops as the year progresses, especially if the Yankees continue their offensive powerhouse over all of their opposition. What I honestly think is going to happen, I think all the teams are going to start to adopt these bats because it makes sense. It's a good strategy. Why not customize your bat to your player? Now, in the pitching department, the Yankees have had some struggles. Jarrett Cole is out for the season following Tommy John surgery. Luis Gil is sidelined until at least June. Marcus Stroman is on the 15-day injury day list due to inflammation in his left knee. However, the team has stayed successful through resilient pitching by Will Warren and Carlos Carrasco. The Yankees are hopeful for the return of key pitchers such as Clark Schmidt and the emergence of young talent such as Alan Winans. Only time will tell, but it's critical that the pitching issues get resolved because, like I said before, pitching wins championships. So I'm hopeful that will be we'll be able to correct that. The anchor of the team is Aaron Boone, the Yankee manager who brings stability and leads the team with strategic acumen. And he's just recently, before the season, he signed a 2-year contract extension. So he's not going to leave the Yankees anytime soon. And that creates a stable foundation for the team in terms of their leadership. They know he's not going anywhere. They know he's with them. And, that creates stability. I think that's really important. He is the anchor of the team. So the Yankees' strong offensive performance has led to their success in spite of their pitching struggles. But they are called the Bronx Bombers for a reason. Home runs. RBIs, home runs, grand slams, the Yankees, the Bronx. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found it informative because I'm a stats guy and I love going into that. And I'll be talking about some of the season series as they progress, and we'll have more conversations about Yankee baseball. So this is my first baseball episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you more like I just said. So let's go Yankees. Let's go to Bronx. Let's do this. Come on. And I will always be fair and I will always be honest in terms of what teams are doing right and what teams are doing wrong. But I can't front on you guys. I am a Yankee fan. So let's go Yankees, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for supporting the DJ Mark Flo podcast. See you next time.